Again, I'm using the class hour to make this recording since nobody's here, so I thought uh, let's make use of this hour. So we talked about earlier, the previous video about making regular calculations. Uh, Let me increase the size of this a little bit so you can see it better. So I'm gonna go to, let's go this one here, to 150. If I hit Control Accent key, you can see all the formulas here. That's how I actually check on your formulas and functions. I'm just using the Control Accent key, which is that squiggly sign or the wavy sign next to the number one on the left side of number one. So this is what we've done so far, and we had this calculation here using the relative and absolute references. And now we're gonna actually do a little bit more. So I want to add, now we're gonna use a function to actually uh, kind of calculate bunch of range, or depends on the function that we're gonna be using. For instance, we're gonna use a sum function, which is actually total, the entire range. So I'm gonna explain to you what the function is as we process. So I'm on page, if you're gonna follow me on page 28. So right here, I'm gonna click equal. If you're doing this, you don't have to do equal sign. You just click on the function and select it. But I'm gonna show you how that actually works. Now, instead of recognize what we're doing, if we click the tab key, we'll recognize it. So it's actually using the sum syntax, which is the keyword, and you have the parentheses. In the parentheses, you have the range. You start from C5 to C15, and there are 14 rows. So I'm gonna, if I hit that, that will be 14 altogether, not 14 rows, 14 numbers. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I can hit the sum key to do the same, and just have to select the range. So that's 4825. Or I can use, if it's going to be all the same, I can use the fill handle to calculate the rest. So this is actually use that relative reference. If you remember that relative reference we did here. Now in B16 here, we're going to type total. This is actually what we're trying to do for each column. We actually add in total. Now we're going to do the average in here, which was gonna an average. Now we added the average here to actually calculate the total incurring cost, not necessarily the rest of them. So to do this, we're actually gonna go right here. I'm gonna click on that aggregation functions. I'm gonna click on average. I'm gonna select C5 through C15, not through 6 through C16, because 616 is not the correct number, because that is the number that actually stolen all the numbers above. So I'm going to select C5, left click and drag all the way to C15, because that's the correct range. If I added the C16 range, that will throw off the average. It would not be an average, would something be weird. Then that, there's no autofill. There's nothing below it. I'm gonna use the fill handle to do the same thing here. So that's good for now. We'll come back. We'll talk about the number formatting here. First, I'm gonna remove this. I don't need the absolute references. I don't need the relative references. That's something for you to manage. I want to now add a background color. Similarly, what we did to Google Docs. However, it can do a background color for one cell or for the entire worksheet, and we're going to do this. To select the entire worksheet, click on the box right here, right above the row numbers and on the left side of the column letters. Then I'm going to go to the fill handle, the fill color right here, and I'm going to select the color that they're asking me to, which is yellows, something like that. Yellow 3, light yellow 3. So that's what we've done. I'm on page 34 if you want to follow me. Then select C18 light cyan if you want to. Just trying to, we're going to actually do this. We're going to select the cell right here and do the same thing only for that cell. I'm going to select a color cyan. It's telling you what it is. And in the B18, we're going to add another color. It's going to be blue. And the book is telling exactly where you're going to do that. So I'm going to select the blue. I'm going to say we're going to change the color, the font color, so they will not have that issue. We'll have an opposite contrast, so you'll be fine. Then I'm going to select all the labels here, just like this. Select them all. I'm going to add Redberry 3. So I'm going to go fill here a Redberry 3. I know, it's not light Redberry 3. Okay. So we don't have to save. It's automatically saved. So now I have the final result. Look, let's follow. In page 36, we're doing good. Now we're going to do alternative colors and a little bit more if you're interested. So we're just doing formatting here. So I'm just going to select A4 through F15. Now this is A4 through F15. I'm going to first add alternative color. So I'm going to go to format here and select alternative colors. Now that's the screen on your book has changed, it's different. And then now we can select the theme of the color from here. And you just apply the one you want to. I'm just going to apply this one here. And now we're going to select different theme. The different theme is actually giving you a pre-formatted font type, font color, font style, background, and so on and so on. So I'm going to select the theme. Actually, it says total theme in here. So I'm just going to scroll down to Corel. Look for Corel. That's groovy. That's vintage. That's Corel, which is the last one. So it changed the whole thing in here. It changed the type of the fonts and the way they actually look. Close that theme panel. So we close the theme panel. Okay, let's talk about borders. You see the borders icon in here. The four squares, there are multiple kinds. There's all borders, that's inner and outside borders. There's inner borders without any outside borders. This is horizontal borders that looks at the bottom or in the center. Again, vertical borders, just outside borders, does not have inner borders, left borders, top borders, right borders, bottom borders, and no borders. Right here is actually to add the colors to the border, and here is the different style. We already have a thin style, medium style, thick style, and we have dots and those like this kind of styles and a double border style. Of course, Excel has a lot more than this, but that is fine. So what we're going to do here, we're going to actually highlight this because we only merged this area here. We're going to extend the merge to F, to column F, and we're going to just select that. We're fine. We're going to do the same thing here, and we do this. That's awesome. Okay. Next thing is we're going to add a bottom border to the first one. And you can actually do colors and do different type of styles. So let's go the first one here. I'm gonna do something different than the book. You can follow the book, that's fine. I'm gonna click on the borders here. I'm gonna go to thick style. I'm gonna do a different color just for exercise and apply it. And apply the bottom border. You have to do this for most of them. And this one I'm going to do double line, also thick style. This is already still in place, so I'm going to do double line. It has not gone away. Then I'm going to do underscore. Bottom border. And you can see this. You can change the color here if you like to. If that's not what you wanted, you can change the color whatever you like. So that's similar to the book, but not exactly the same, which is perfectly fine. Okay. Now we're going to do all outside thick border here. I know that bothers me. I know why I waited so long to do this. We'll change that color a little bit different later. So I'm going to select this color, this all borders. Uh, keep the color, keep it black. I want to do double borders. I want to do outside borders. And that's what we have here. That's what you see the result on page 44. And so far so good. Now we're going to do outside border here for all of it. So only for this section here, not including the bottom two rows, row 16 and 17. We're going to do only a thick border, so I have to make sure I'm going to go to this style, do a thick border, then do this. Otherwise, it will be double side borders. Okay? So you make sure you can do that. Then I'm going to do this one here as well. And what I have to do is just select it because it has the exact same style. All right. Okay, what else we gonna do here? I'm gonna do inner borders for this one, so I'm gonna go this highlight. I'm gonna go to the style, select the thin, and just do the inner borders. So that word works just as well. I'm gonna change the fonts to change the colors and so on. So first, I'm gonna select the purchasing home. Gonna change the font to lobster. So I'll go to the font, the default font style here, and look for lobster, and probably increase the size to 18. You can type 18 in here. You can click the plus sign, or you can click on it and select 18. So 3 different ways to do that. Now this is still selected. I'm gonna go and fill in the color to cyan, basic cyan, which is right here. That start coming to look like the book. I'm on page 47. Then I'm gonna go to A2, change the color, change the font type to something else. I'm gonna change to Kavit right here. And I don't like this, but that's fine. Trying to stay with the class. Font size 14, and change the background color to uh, light red 3. So I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna go light red 3. Now I'm gonna go to this font. I either can change the background color, which we already did, but now I'm gonna change the front color so you can see it better. So I'm gonna go ahead and select light yellow one. So I'm gonna go to A, not the bucket, and go to light yellow one. That's right here. The brighter the better, but this is good enough. And this is basic formatting. We still can do a lot more than this. This is fine. We still can insert pictures, and we'll do that later on. But the last thing I'm going to cover in this is actually adding numeric formatting. There's different kind of formatting. There's general, number, currency. But you need to learn where you're actually going to do this. So first of all, this is cost. All these are currency. Now I'm not going to hit the control key and select the other two. A little bit different than a book, but that's fine. I like to do a little bit extra than a book. Now I'm going to go to the number style and change it. So this you have, click on this 1, 2, 3, more formats. And I'm going to do, there's numbers, percent, scientific, accounting. We don't want to do accounting. We're just going to do currency. And automatically adjust the numbers and add the dollar sign. I'm saying about adjusting the numbers that put 2 decimal places after the period, which is really good. There's also time, date, percentage, whatever you need them to apply, you can apply them. Undo this, just like this, because they want me to actually, now I understand, this is going to be this section here and this section here. This is going to be currency. So we're going to do currency. Just go to default right here, then do currency. Then I'm going to select all this here. I'm going to do accounting without a dollar sign. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. We're going to talk about conditional formatting with something really really excellent that we use for the future. See you next video.